If you're over 50 dealing with back pain or managing conditions like osteoporosis, training your core safely is essential. But one of the most important things to understand is you do not need to bend your spine to get a strong core. In this video, we will focus on movements that keep the spine in a neutral position, and you will be able to train stability, anti-rotation, spinal extension, and keep a strong core. For example, Simon here is laying down with a neutral spine, his pelvis is rotated and his ribs aren't flaring. What I've asked him to do is keep the legs in tabletop position and slowly lower each leg down. This will engage the lower part of the abdomen and the higher while he's controlling his breathing. From here, we progress to a resistance band and a wooden broomstick. This broomstick is to encourage the ribs from not flaring and to keep a neutral position. And then we're adding the resistance of the band to extend and further engage the lower area of the abdomen. The important point here is to keep the other leg strong at the 90-degree angle while the other leg lowers against resistance. From here, we extend both upper limbs while keeping the ribs from flaring and the spine stays neutral. Only one leg will extend here while both arms go overhead. From here, it's nice spinal extension and the core or the legs should not be moving while the other component is moving. From here, you want to keep a nice 90-degree angle on the other leg while the other one extends. We move into using a ball for better cueing. Here, we ask the opposite leg, so his right leg and his left arm, to stay engaged by pushing the ball into one another while the other part of the limbs extend. Here is a cross anti-rotation movement where it is engaging the opposite sides while the others extend. If you cannot do this with the arms overhead and moving backwards, then keep the arms pushed into the ball against the knee and just lower one leg. A progression to this is removing the ball and adding weights to the upper limb. A progression here is holding dumbbells or weights in your hands. So as you progress with the overhead movement, it makes it a lot more difficult on the upper body for the arms going backwards, and you further engage the upper abdomen. Keep a neutral spine, keep the core engaged, and slowly extend the opposite limb. It does take some coordination and getting used to control this movement, and just ascend and descend slowly. A final progression for training the core without flexion is a Swiss ball. From here, we ask Simon to put his elbows and hands onto the ball, and we can just hold this in a plank to start with. For a progression, we can do the stir the pot maneuver, where we keep the core and the spine nice, engaged, and neutral, and then from here we rotate the hands and the elbows around. Please be mindful with this, as this is a progression, and I highly recommend just starting in a neutral spine position first and just doing it as a plank, and then move to stir the pot or rotate the ball. This involves clockwise circles and anti-clockwise circles of each direction. For rep sets and further exercises, always consult with your healthcare practitioner. And thanks for watching.